What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Oh man, yeah, I took a couple of days off, guys. I've been exhausted, and so yeah, it took those days off, and man, this thing just went in the gutter. A lot of these projects, man, they just dumped, being led by the one and only Bitcoin. So we're gonna take a look at the market. We're gonna take a look at some news. Something interesting that you know has been happening with Bitcoin. We're gonna take a look at that. We're gonna take our look at our usual tokens, and then for the last segment, we're gonna go into our gonna put our tinfoil hat and yeah, we're gonna do some conspiracy theory, some theory that I think may be at play. But guys, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You guys know this is not financial advice, so let's get to it. The fear and greed index finds itself. Let's refresh it just in case. Let's see. Yeah, 60. Right. So it was like 65 on our last video, which was what, like Friday or something like that. And so it's gone down a little bit. Mainly because we've had a couple of red days, and so yeah, it doesn't take much to move this. Like well, I guess sometimes things go up and down, and it just stays exactly where it's at. But anyways, all right. So Bitcoin 67.5. I said $67,500. About where it finds itself right now. It did drop all the way down to 66,123 earlier today. So, I mean, why did this happen? So apparently the ETFs, some of them sold, and when it sells, it actually does affect, unbelievable, guys, something crazy. When the ETFs, okay, sell their Bitcoin, guess what? It affects the price and it brings it down. Who would have thought? But when they buy hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin ETF, guess what? The price is not affected. It does not go up. Yeah, let that sink in. Really fascinating, the manipulation that's going on. But I mean, hey, you can only keep that going for so long, right? Because eventually, you're not going to be able to hide it any longer. And so, you have the ETFs that are buying what, 10 times, probably as much, maybe more, of what's being produced a day. And the price doesn't move up. Interesting. But watch out if Grayscale dares to sell. Anyways, yeah, so I think that probably some of this movement also has to do with some macro news, which we're gonna take a look at now. One of which is Russia. So Russia sent some of its ships, submarine, to Cuba for some military exercise, and it passed by the coast of Florida. So people right away they go crazy. The U.S. did know about this, okay, on June 5th, about a week ago. They had mentioned, to the media that Russia was planning to conduct this naval exercise, okay, in the Caribbean region. So nothing new really. But of course, as cautious, the U.S. Coast Guard was, following closely behind to make sure that there was no funny business, right, from the Russians. But this is just so dumb, guys. I don't know why. We live in the same world. We share the same planet, and we just can't seem to get along. Honestly, the only time that we get along is when we see other worldly beings that that threaten our planet, right? Of course, I'm talking about Hollywood when they make movies, right, of extraterrestrials that come invade our planet. Then all of a sudden, the whole world does get together and we become one. But but until then, we fight with our neighbors, right? We don't really follow, our at least what's supposed to be our biblical teaching, right? Of taking care of our brother, being our brother's keeper. But anywho, I think this is one of the things that news loves this stuff because they like the fear, the uncertainties, and the doubt, right? And the fear sells, and it sells hardcore. So, anyways, there is that. The other thing, which I think is way bigger than that, at least when we talk about the financial aspect of things, and it is that on Sunday, June 9th, Saudi Arabia opted to not renew its 50-year petrodollar deal with the United States. And so now we have a situation where the dollar is no longer the petrodollar of sorts. I mean, sometimes we read these news and then they throw this stuff all over the place, and it's maybe the United States still has some deals with somebody else, but I mean this deal with Saudi Arabia, it has expired. Okay, so we don't know exactly what Saudi Arabia is planning on doing. If they are going to maybe do some agreement with China, or maybe with the new BRIC, right? BRIC or BRICS nations, who knows? Or who knows if they just say, you know what? We are just going to want everything to be backed by Bitcoin. I mean, imagine if they say that you have to have Bitcoin to buy oil. Wouldn't that be fantabulous? But for now, this brings fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And I think that, this stuff shows in our markets for sure. And with this information here, we're going to touch our last segment of the day, right? Which was the tinfoil hat. But we're going to talk about that in a little bit. So let's take a look at our tokens, see where they find themselves. Let's take a look at Turbo, see where Turbo is at. Okay, Turbo is down 6% today. Market cap $343 million, so not doing too bad. And it's looking like it's going back up here, so not too bad. Let's take a look at Pepe ETH here. So Pepe ETH, okay, Pepe ETH not doing too bad. Actually, 6% in the green. Market cap almost $5 billion. So pretty good there. What else? Let's take a look. Okay, Kakistan. Let's take a look at Kakistan. So it's down 29%. The market cap $1.5 million. Well, as you guys know, I do tend to like me some red days, so I can actually get some goodies. Sure, let's look at real Giga Tate. Okay, and this thing, man, it dumped hard. I was very tempted to buy at 5 cents. I held off. I was very tempted to buy at 3 cents and held off. And I still haven't purchased any, but I think for me, guys, okay, for me, I don't know. This might be a good entry point for me, okay? Because it's gone down quite a bit. We have a market cap, the fully diluted value of around $19 million. I mean, I think that may be a decent entry point, but not financial advice, of course. But yeah, I mean, 35% down. Maybe not go all the way in, but maybe do some DCA. At least that's my plan. Tucker Carlson, man, Tucker has taken a huge, huge hit. It was trading around the 6 and 7 cent mark for the longest, and then it just dropped like 50% from then. And so, you know, and honestly, I don't understand why. I mean, yeah, I get it. People pulling their money, whatever, they're taking some gains, whatnot. I get it. It's just still is such a good meme with such good content. But hey, I see that as a buying opportunity as well. Not financial advice based AI, guys, under $5 again. Whew. Here, the market cap under $200 million again. I don't know, guys. I know we keep saying this, and it's almost like an echo chamber that we've created here amongst ourselves. But I don't see how, you know, this is not an opportunity. And man, down here, $4.36. This was amazing, amazing, amazing position to come in. So down 7.43% the last 24 hours. So still very, 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 and I mean very, very good token to hold, in my opinion. And we have our wonderful Pepe coin, OG. And OG has actually gone up quite a bit. It was sitting at $3.48. And so it's been an uptrend, but still under $4. Y'all know what I'd be doing. And so 2.83% in the red. I don't think that's going to last long. I do think, unless we do end up having some pretty bad news or whatnot, I don't see this going down that much further. And we also have, let's see here, we also have $425 million market cap. Ooh, this is interesting. So now the circulating supply is 115.75 million versus the total supply. I wonder what's going on over here. I have to take a look a little bit more. I don't know, somehow maybe CoinMarketCap is updating something, and that's why we see this difference here. Because, yeah, I don't think that the team has started burning anything. I know for sure they haven't started because the mainnet has not been launched yet. I mean, we're still waiting for Cyan. That should be rolled out for Friday, maybe? Friday. Yeah, I think it's Friday. So, yeah. All right. So we've got this. And then what else? Is there anything else? That we need to look at? No. So for now, I mean, those are the tokens. I mean, pretty much most of the stuff is, it's in the red. Pepe ETH is, you know what? Let's go back over here. Let's just take a quick look at. So, pretty much everything is flat. Pepe ETH, last 24 hours. Yeah, yeah. Okay. And let's take a look at WIF. WIF. Okay, so WIF still is still in the red. All right. So Pepe seems to be the only one that's kind of in the last 24 hours that's been up. And I'm talking about the meme coins. Let me see. If I change this category, let's go to memes. And so, yeah, Pepe, Bonk, 1%, still not that much. And we got our Pepe coin here, which I think it got updated now in a coin market cap. And this is good. We're just barely above Turbo. Is it barely? Yeah, 100, about $80 million above Turbo. So not too bad. Two pretty decent tokens, my opinion. And yeah, okay. So that is that. Now, my tinfoil hat moment right now, and it has to do with Bitcoin, right? And it has to do with Saudi Arabia. And it has to do. Shh, I know, Hershey. I know you don't want me to tell him. I know you don't want me to tell him, but I gotta tell him, okay? I gotta tell them. So, what? I've been thinking about this, and I'm like, do you guys really think that the United States was just sitting, would be just sitting, with their hands crossed and just wait for this to expire? I don't know. I think that the United States must have something under its sleeves. Has to have that ace of cards or something. Maybe I'm giving the United States more credit than I ought to, but I think that maybe they have something else, that they are probably either working on or have already, been working on. Yeah, I just said the same thing. But anyways, either something that they have in place or something that they will be having in place soon enough to back up. Hershey! Hey, I know, don't get like that. I gotta tell them. Yeah, he's not too happy about the tinfoil hat segment, but I gotta tell you guys, anyways, it is tinfoil hat. But I truly believe that the United States has a contingency in place for, you know, for its currency, and if this is not going to back up the dollar, then something else will. And I really, really think there's gotta be something behind potentially Bitcoin where maybe we kept hearing how the United States was going to sell a whole bunch of Bitcoin. I don't know if they ended up doing that, but they still hold like, okay, that we know of, guys, that we know of. For all we know, who knows? Maybe the United States is Satoshi Nakamoto. Oh, man. But so they're holding as of now, I think it's 200,000 Bitcoins. And that's only okay because they've been catching all these people that stole the Bitcoin or somehow scam people to get the Bitcoin and yada yada yada. And so of course they keep it, right, because they don't give it back to the people who it originally belongs to. So ultimately, I guess, are they stealing too? I don't know. Food for thought. But anyways, I wonder if, this is the end game for the United States. Bitcoin. You know, some people say that the name Satoshi Nakamoto means, and let's look it up here. So Satoshi means intelligence, right? Intelligent, clever. Okay, Japanese. And then that's Satoshi. And then Nakamoto means central origin, or one who lives in the middle, right? So then they're saying, oh, well, central intelligence. So maybe the CIA has to be behind it. Some other people say that is probably Homeland Security, I think it is, or something like that. Nevertheless, I mean, if it's one or the other, it is still the United States. And if that is the case, guys, well, then maybe once again, the United States will continue to be the number one superpower. Honestly, okay, I don't believe that any other country is going to dethrone the United States of America. Honestly, it's my opinion. I do believe that biblically there is a footing there, and yeah. So I don't think that the United States is going anywhere, and I think it will remain the superpower for at least for the near future. Yay, probably till the end. Who knows? But I do think that Bitcoin is going to play a huge part in that. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if the United States will end up being the biggest holder of Bitcoin. I mean, so it has 200,000 tokens in its wallet. You have all the ETFs, right, that are buying all this Bitcoin. United States ETFs that are buying all this Bitcoin, right? Which is like 1 million tokens, I think, altogether so far. And then if Satoshi Nakamoto turns out to be the US in one way, shape, or another, I mean, right there alone, we're talking about over 2 million tokens, right, at home. What if they say, well, you know what? We're going to confiscate your Bitcoin, just like they did with gold. Well, there you go. Then it all belongs to the United States. I know. Tinfoil hat, just food for thought, guys. I mean, hey, what if? What if it does turn out to be that way? Well, once again, the United States is going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 feet ahead of everybody. And all of us over here just going back and forth, back and forth. You know, maybe Gary was just a show. You know, maybe it was just a Gary show. You know, putting all this front and talking all this smack or whatever. You know, but at the end, they were going to pass it. Anyways, that's all I wanted to share with you guys. Just hang tight. There's really nothing really for us to worry about, you know, in terms of where we are in the cycle, you know, the red days, whatnot. At least in my opinion, this is just part of, you know, the dips. Bitcoin, it's coiling up to some massive move, you know, sooner than later. And we'll be singing Kumbaya sometime in the next 15 months or so, or 16 months. I don't know, somewhere around there. Anywho, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for helping this channel. Thank you for all the support that you do bring to it. And thank you for commenting. If you guys think of maybe I'm wrong, share it in the comments. If you think that I'm right, hit the like, subscribe, and share with other people. All right, guys, see you in the next video. Bye-bye.